Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be making a Zoom bot which directly logs in to all of your Zoom meetings or classes on time for you. Alright, so instead of me explaining how this works, let me show you how this works. So what we're going to do is we have a CSV file over here. We're going to open that up, and in this file we're going to have three parameters. Okay, so we're going to have timings, we're going to have meeting ID, and we're going to have a meeting password. So all you need to give it what time you want to attend the meeting. You want to give it the ID of the meeting and the password for it. So I can add as many ever meetings I want. So for this, I'm only adding one meeting. So you can see over here, we have one entry for a meeting at 6:20. And one thing you need to know is that you need to give the time in military time or 24-hour time. So I have a meeting at 6:20, and it's going to, and if everything works correctly, it's going to log in at that time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my terminal over here, and inside of this I'm going to run my Python file. So Python main.py, Python 3. Okay, so this right now our Python file is running, and once the clock turns to 6:20, so right now we're waiting for it to become 6:20, and when that happens, Zoom should open and log into the meeting by itself. And just to show you that nothing else is open, all we have is terminal, iTerm, Excel, Finder, and QuickTime Player, and Chrome. So far our Zoom is not open yet, so let's see what. Okay, so now it's 6:20, and exactly at 6:20 Zoom opened up, and I'm not doing anything, my hands are out of the keyboard or whatever, and everything's happening automatically. So I'm gonna speed it up a bit and let's see how this works. Okay, and as you can see, everything worked out, and we're currently joined into the meeting, and we're just waiting for the person to accept it. So let's just say admit. I'm running a meeting on my own phone over here just to see if it's working. And as you can see, we connected onto the meeting. And yeah, so this is how it's going to work. And now let's see how we can do this in Python. Let's start off by looking at what frameworks we're going to be using for this project. So we're going to be using something called subprocess. And subprocess is going to be used to open the Zoom application. Then we're going to be using PyAutoGUI, and PyAutoGUI, what it does, it helps us automate mouse movement and typing, right? So it's basically, think of it as an automatic keyboard or mouse. Then we're going to import time to kind of give some time between each step, and then we're going to import pandas. So pandas is going to be used to take the information from our CSV file and get it onto our Python program, and then we're going to import datetime to get whatever the current date or time is. And most of these are actually inbuilt into Python except for PyAutoGUI and datetime. So in order to get that, all you need to do is you can do pip3 install and pip3 install PyAutoGUI. So that should install PyAutoGUI for you. I already have it installed, so it says requirement already satisfied. So I'm going to stop this. Okay, and then the other one we have is pandas. So to do that, you do pip3 install pandas. Okay, and there you go. For me, it says requirement already satisfied. And yeah, so once you have them, you'll be ready to go. So our first step is going to be to create a function. And I'm going to call this function called sign in. And this function is going to open up Zoom, is going to sign in to the meeting and give the password. So it's going to do everything. So we're going to start off by opening up the Zoom app. So in this case, we're going to do subprocess.call, and we're going to go to user/bin/open. So this basically opens up whatever application, and the application we want to open is zoom.us.app. And if you're on Windows, all you need to do is you can just do subprocess.call, and you can ignore this altogether and just give the location of your application. So to get that, just go to zoom.us and look at where it is. So in this case, for me, it's in the applications folder. So that's why I gave the location of that. So application/zoom.us.app. So this is going to open up our Zoom app, and let's see how that looks like. Okay, so as you can see, our Zoom app did get open. So once you open it, there's actually a slight delay between when we open it and until when we get to this screen over here. So in order to account for that delay, we're going to be using time.sleep. And what time.sleep does, it basically stops our program for how much ever long we tell it to stop for. So in this case, so that takes about 5 seconds. So just to be safe, let's say 10 seconds. So after we open the app, we're going to wait for 10 seconds until we do the next step. Okay, so let's see what our next step is going to be. So after we do that, we want to join into a meeting. So what we want to do is we want to hit this button over here. But how do we tell our program to hit this button? So we could do one of two things. We can give our program exact mouse coordinates and it's going to open exactly that. But what if our program opens somewhere different, maybe over here? Then how are we going to open the same thing? So to do that, PyAutoGUI actually has a really cool feature, and all you have to do is you go over here and just take a screenshot of whatever you want to actually get. So in this case, I want to get this button. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this over here. So capture. All right, now I have the screenshot and I'm going to move this into my folder. So I'm going to move it into the same folder where I have my Python file running. And as you can see, this is the screenshot we took. So this is the join button, right? And what we're going to tell PyAutoGUI is, hey, so what you need to do is you need to look for this button. And once you find the button, what it's going to do is going to find the middle of the button. So it's going to find somewhere around this, and then we're going to tell it to click that button. So let's see how we can write that in Python code. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to have the join button, and what we're going to do is we're going to do PyAutoGUI.locate center on screen. And we're going to give the path of whatever we wanted to join. So in this case, we're going to give it an image of the join button. And this is the image that we gave it, which I showed you earlier. And we're giving it that. So join button.png. And it's going to look for that image. And once it finds it, it's going to find its center point. So that's what .locate center on screen does. And that's going to end up giving us X and Y coordinates. So what we're going to do is then we're going to do PyAutoGUI.move to, and we're going to give it those X and Y coordinates. So join button. And now what it's going to do is going to move our cursor to those coordinates. And after we move it, we're going to do PyAutoGUI.click. And it's going to basically just click it, right? That's all it's doing. So let's run this over here and let's see what happens. Okay, so first of all, Zoom opens. And now we're waiting for those 10 seconds to get over. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And around now, it should hit the join button. And it did. So as you can see, it hit the join button. So now that we're over here, we're going to do the same thing again. What is my next step? Well, my next step is to write out whatever my meeting ID is over here, right? So to do that, I'll do the same thing again. I'm going to take out my screenshot and I will take a screenshot of what I want to find. So I want to find this box. So I'll click capture. And now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to tell PyAutoGUI to go to that button, click it, and then it's going to do whatever I tell it to do. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing as before, but just change up a few parameters. So over here, we're going to go to meeting ID button, and we want to locate the center of the screen of this image. So how does that image look like? Well, it's this image that we took over here. Okay, so it's going to find that image. Then we're going to move our cursor. So this moves our cursor to that location. And then we're going to click onto that because we had to click onto that. And after we click onto that, we want to write out our meeting ID. So if you look over here in our function, we have two arguments. We have a meeting ID argument and a password argument. So over here, we're going to do PyAutoGUI.write. And what .write does, it writes out whatever you give it. So in this case, I gave it the meeting ID, and this is the meeting ID of whatever my meeting is. And what it's going to do, it's going to type that into our box over there. So let's see how this looks like. And after we do this, we can kind of move through it a little bit faster. Okay, so let's see how this looks like. And before I do that, I'm just going to close Zoom. Okay, there we go. So we don't have Zoom anymore. And now let's run our program. And after we do this, I'm just going to run through our whole process a little bit faster. Okay, so same thing, Zoom opened up. Now we're waiting for that 10-second period to get over. Okay, so now I click join, and as you can see, it typed out whatever ID I gave it. Okay, so now the next step that I wanted to do is I wanted to tick this box over here and this box over here. So I wanted to tick both of those boxes, and then after that, I want to hit the join button. So let's see how we can do all three of them at the same time. Okay, so let's start off with disabling our camera and mic. So what I did the same thing. I went and took a screenshot of this button over here, right? So I took a screenshot of it like that. And this is how it looks like. 1 second. So it's just a blank button, right? And we're telling our program to go look for that. We can do one of two things. We can repeat that process twice, or there's a second function in PyAutoGUI, and that is locate all on screen. So it's going to locate all of the possible instances of the media button.png, right? So everything which looks like that box, it's going to find its coordinates and return it. So we're going to end up getting a list. And what we're going to do now is we're going to iterate through everything inside of the list. So for button in media.button. So first we're going to get one of the buttons and then we're going to get the second button. So over here we're going to do, so at each for loop, at each instance, we're first going to move our cursor to the location of the button and then we're going to click it and then we're going to make it sleep for some time. So instead of 3, I'll just change it to 2. Okay, so we're going to make it sleep for some time. And after that, it's going to repeat it for the next button. And it's going to do this until we get all of our buttons. And after that, we have our next condition. So after we click those 2 buttons, we wanted to click the join button. And that's pretty simple. It's like the same thing we seen previously. So join button equals PyAutoGUI.locate center on screen. Then we gave it the picture of our join button. Now we're moving our cursor there and then we're clicking it. So now let's run this program. Actually, before I do that, before I run the program, let's quit Zoom again. Okay, so Zoom is quit and now let's run it. And it's going to be the same thing again. Okay, so this is the part where, so as you can see, first it clicked the first box, now it clicked the second box, and now it should click join. Okay, so after we click join, it's asking for a meeting passcode. And what are we going to do? Same thing. We're going to take a picture of this. We're going to move our cursor there, click it, and then we're going to type our passcode. And after which, so whatever our passcode is, after that, we're going to hit the join button. So let me just show you what that looks like finally. All right, so this is our final step for this function. So we're going to get the meeting password button, do the same thing, give that image. Then we're going to move our mouse there. We're going to click it. And then we're going to write the password. And if you see, password is the second argument that we gave to inside of our function. So we get the password. And after we do that, we're going to write our password. And then what I did is PyAutoGUI.press. So what that does, it presses whatever you tell it to press. So in this case, we wanted to press the enter key. So PyAutoGUI.press enter. So after it types the password, it's going to end up pressing enter. So over here, I'm actually going to leave a bit of sleeping time because since after we press the join button, it takes some time to go on to the next screen. So for that case, I'll just make it sleep for, let's say, 5 seconds. Okay, so save that, and now let's run it again. Okay, and as you can see, it completed the whole process. And now we're inside of the meeting. So I'm just going to get out of this. And so that's it for our function. So now we're going to move on to the second part of our project. So that's going to be taking the information from our CSV and implementing the sign-in process only when required. So to do that, let me just open up our CSV. So I called it timings.csv. And over here, we're going to have 3 conditions. So we're going to have timings, we're going to have meeting ID, and we're going to have meeting password. So each time, whatever you want to add, you can add whatever timing it is at. Then you can type whatever your meeting ID is. And each of them are separated by commas. So after the time, comma, give it the meeting ID, then one more comma, and then after that, you just want to give it the meeting password. So whatever your password is. Those are just made up values, but yeah. But the first one is for real. So you can keep doing this for how many ever iterations you want. So over here, we're going to be using pandas in order to read the CSV file. And after we read this file, we want to extract all of the information one by one. So let's see how we can do that. So we're going to be using pandas to do all of this. So we're going to start off by reading the information from our CSV. So pd.read CSV, and we're going to give it the location of where our CSV file is. So for me, it's just timings.csv. And this is going to equal, so df equals to that. So df just stands for data frame, right? And we can just refer to that. So now we're going to go inside of a while loop. So while true is actually going to be an infinite while loop. And each time we're going to be checking for this one condition. And the condition is, so we're going to be using the datetime library. So datetime.now. So that's going to give us the current date and time, including seconds and everything. But the truth is, we don't really want to be that specific. And for the purpose of this project, I just made it so that we're looking at the hours and minutes. That's it. So that's what we're doing. So we're just going to get the time. And what this function over here does is we're only going to get the hours and minutes. And it's going to be in a form of a string. So this is going to be, so now is going to be the current time. What is the time right now? So each time we're going to be checking whether our current time is one of the times inside of our CSV. So what this if statement is doing, so we're going to compare our current time and we're going to compare that time to any of the times inside of the entire column of timings. So what I mean by that, let me just show you. Okay, so over here, so the timings we have are 6:20 and we have 4 o'clock. And we might have more timings. And what we're going to do is we're going to check to see if the current time is the same as any of those timings. And if that is the case, so if our current time is the same as one of those timings, we're going to end up going inside of this if loop. So once we go inside of this if loop, we want to go to that specific row. And to do that, we can do df.lock. And lock is basically used to just iterate through our data frame and go to any specific spot. So in this case, we want to go to whatever has the same time as the current time. So to do that, we can do df timings. So what this does, it goes through all of our timings and it's only going to give us the ones which have the same value as now. So by doing this, we're going to get the entire row of whatever our current meeting is. So after we do that, we want to get the ID and we want to get the meeting password. So to do that, what I'm going to do is we're going to iterate. So in order to do that, we're going to go to our row and we're going to do row.ilog 0,1. So 0 is going to be the row. So we're at the 0th row index since there's only going to be one row. And 1 is going to be the index of our columns. So if you recall earlier, we first had the time on the 0th index. Then on the first index, we had the meeting ID, so which is why we have 1. And if you look at the meeting password, we have a value of 2 because at the second ID, we have the password. So we're going to get our meeting ID and we're going to get our meeting password. So after we get those two, we're going to call the sign in function over here. So sign in takes two parameters, meeting ID and meeting password. So we're going to get those two and we're going to input that into the sign in function. So we're calling the function here sign in, meeting ID, and meeting password. And that is going to run our sign in function and it's going to do the whole process. And after we do that, I'm going to have the program sleep for around 40 seconds. And the reason we're doing that is so that we don't end up doing the same process all over again. So I'm just going to make it sleep for around 40 seconds. And after that, it's just going to say signed in. And finally, that should be it. So you could add a few improvements to this project. You could make it so that the project starts running immediately once you open your laptop. And there's several small things you can change. And finally, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Do let me know if you have any feedback or if you have any sort of suggestions. And don't forget to like and subscribe if this video helped you. Thank you.